monument in Frisco Square with a jubilant farmer on a train shows the importance that the railroad has in Frisco. Because of movement, the railroad finally reaching Frisco in 1902 gave Frisco's agricultural products access to much larger markets and economical opportunities. It also brought cultural diffusion to Frisco by bringing people from different parts of the country to Frisco using the train. It all began with the train. There are many schools in Frisco, and there are 6 high schools in Frisco. This is double the amount of high schools in McKinney. This shows a boom in population. The concentration of school-aged children is so large that it takes up 33.3%, or 1/3 of Frisco's population. So you have a very high density of people under 18 in a small place. On this field, there are often various types of games played with neighborhood sports teams. This shows that the place that Frisco is located in is very kid-oriented and highly concentrated on education. Due to the boom in the population, the concentration of kids has gotten much larger. Also, clearly, sports are a very big influence in Frisco, both professional and recreational levels. The Mexican market shows cultural diffusion, ethnic diversity, and movement. The large amounts of Hispanics that migrated to North Texas caused this store to be open. The Hispanics were trying to preserve their culture and food through these markets. This market is a great example of how the Hispanic population is a big part of Frisco. On Main Street, Frisco, there is a pawn shop that advertises to not only the neighborhood, but to the Mexican population there. In places with lower income, there tend to be more cash for gold stores or pawn shops than places with higher income. So the site is important to the neighborhood's economy, the people and the ethnic group that takes place there. The authentic Mexican mom-and-pop restaurant features food most Mexican restaurants don't include. For example, tortas and sopas aren't available in chain restaurants. In Frisco, you can find anything from high-class steak restaurants to simple Mexican restaurants. They represent the ethnicities that make up Frisco. They also show the culture the Hispanic residents bring into Frisco.
The first water tower in Frisco is a historical landmark because it is the beginning of the colonization in Frisco. The amount of settlers that moved to Frisco created a need for a water tower. The location of the water tower was a central point of origin for the town of Frisco.
Because of human interaction with the land and the dry climate, Frisco is prone to grass fires and tornadoes, in which the fire department's ambulances help the injured peoples. Human interaction with the environment with the fire department has led to less fatal injuries and a more stable natural environment.
Frisco City Hall helped Frisco establish a formal region. By having a government established, it brought order to the city and connected the citizens of Frisco through the sharing of a common set of laws. The Lebanon Masonic Lodge is an organization that deals with Freemasons. Its purpose is to create well-rounded citizens through moral and social interests. Freemasonry has no one origin. It is believed to have begun in the Middle Ages. The idea has moved and relocated from place to place. The Lebanon Masonic Lodge is an example of this. This run-down part of Frisco is home to many low-income families. Because of the run-down land, the prices tend to be lower. The predominant race in this area is Hispanic. Considering that the Hispanic population is the second largest race in Frisco, the Hispanics certainly make up a large part of the population. The neighborhood reflects that.
It's in the culture and history of Frisco to instill safety and common sense in the youth. Safety Town allows for a unique and fun educational experience that will bring the community together and to teach the importance of safety to younger children. Because of the Frisco Fire Department, corporations, and the school system, Frisco is able to keep this one-of-a-kind program alive.
Everyone loves good Italian food, and people from Frisco are no exception. Pizzeria Testa is an original Italian pizza place that has ethnic food. So how did this amazing Italian eatery come to Frisco? Distance decay. The origin of this Italian food is Italy, and it is due to many immigrants, new possibilities for travel, and the internet. This enables globalization, the sharing of recipes, and distance decay. The world is shrinking, and things are getting further away from their origin.
Horse Hardware is a store that is an example of region and earth. Since Frisco was an agricultural town, this store is rooted to the origins of Frisco. The fact that the store is still open means that Frisco is connected to its earth, agriculture. Also, this shop shows that horseback riding is still a popular sport and a part of Frisco's character. The Frisco Public Library, located in the municipal center, is the only one in Frisco. the recent development causing Frisco to expand to be able to support the larger population. However, the library is an example of the thinly spread development in some areas and overdevelopment in others. This meaning there's only one library for a population of over 100,000 people. On the other hand, the library is an example of genetic diversity. One can find boys and girls of many different ages working in the library.
The Frisco Heritage Museum shows the local history of Frisco. It preserves and maintains different artifacts and gives tours through a recreated historic neighborhood. The site it is at shows Frisco throughout history because it maintains the integrity of Frisco's history and culture. An Eagle Scout made a project in 2007 to make a mock train cart to help with the preservation of history in Frisco. The location of Frisco in the downtown area is the center of railroad tracks. It's central to everything. This piece of reclaimed wood and metal presents Frisco in the early 1900s, and Frisco now with its foot in new public transportation. The trees around the road have been around for decades, and it means that the soil and climate are just right for these wild trees. With all of the new construction, there's not that many trees left in Frisco. Having this road brings a sense of nature and vegetation and preserves a piece of wildlife that cannot be replanted. The old Campbell House represents the many generations and Frisco's deep heritage. It was built in Lebanon, Texas in 1869, but later moved to Main Street, Frisco in 1902 when the railroad came to Frisco. The Campbell family were merchants in their county from 1869 to 1910. The house became a historical landmark in 1972 and today is a beautiful restaurant that keeps the house his historic and original character.
Dr. Pepper Stadium is a ballpark in Frisco. This ballpark shows the alliance between Frisco, the Rangers, and major sports leagues. The sports teams, in return, gave back to the community through Dr. Pink. Dr. Pink is a collection of soccer fields designed for the youth of Frisco. This brings the community together through the sports and provides entertainment during baseball season.